And we are live. Welcome to the process. It is Monday, January 23rd. I am Josh Engleman, here to break down a 7-game NBA slate. Perfect slate size, as far as I'm concerned. Should be a good week as well. We only get up to 10 games on Wednesday. Can't ask for anything better than that. We know that we're going to get a big one on Wednesday, but we didn't go too crazy. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Mine was fantastic. Couldn't ask for a better weekend, honestly. Very casual. Didn't do a lot. Recharge the batteries, needed to do so. So I'm happy that it went that way. Tough beat last night in DFS. Obviously, he was chalky, but Bismack Biyombo, just a disaster. 15 first half minutes, couldn't be better. Like, you're looking at that thinking, that's great. He had like 7 fantasy points, and then that was it for him too. So pretty brutal. I had 5 in the top 1% last night of the big DK contest, which I'm very, very happy about. I can't ask for a better outcome other than simply just winning, but I'm getting all the pieces where I need them to be. Very happy with where I'm at in DFS. Just need to get everything to fit together one day. If you know, like on last night's slate, if I knew that I had 5 lineups in the top 1% of the contest, I would know, just based on randomness, that I would have like a 4.25% chance to win the contest. And unfortunately, didn't get there. Didn't get the second or third. I had, for the second straight slate that I've played, I was the highest performing max or max to near max entry player that didn't profit. Both times I was the first guy that was in the red. So weird. So weird. But none of that matters now. We're on a Monday. Don't know if I'm playing this slate or not. I'm not on Deeper Dive or Live Before Lock tonight. And I might just cook dinner and just hang out. I kind of want to play this slate. We'll see where we end up throughout the day. But feels like a slate that I'm going to take off, but I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm definitely in for Tuesday and Wednesday because I've got deeper dives and stuff. And then Friday slate's a 5-gamer. I've become a little bit more interested in these shorter slates. I kind of want to play this slate. We'll see. We'll see what I can make tonight for dinner for the wife that's more hands off. Then I'll be fine. Anyway, let's get into this. I'm thirsty. So let's start with some coffee because I'm thirsty and I desperately want to start my day off with some coffee. I thought I slept pretty well. Woke up feeling refreshed. The watch didn't tell me the same thing. That was a little concerning to me. Normally I'm simpatico with what the watch thinks that I did for sleep, but apparently not. I also started riding our Peloton this week. So I did that again yesterday. Very hard. Very hard. Maybe that was it. Anyway. Cheers to you guys. I hope you guys have a coffee or something along those lines. Something with coffee in the title. Maybe tea, maybe water. It's rise and grind time, everybody. Let's break down 7 games. Cheers. Let's do this. Alrighty, here we go. You know what? Before we do anything, I would be remiss to not tell you that you can get 5 days free of Stokastic Plus Platinum. There's a link in the description of this video. Now, if you've never signed up with us before, and I think that you should, honestly, take out the trial. Take it for a spin. Why wouldn't you want to check out what we have? Premium Discord. So we got a premium chat for you guys. Projections, ownership, our boom bust tool. So that's going to give you like optimal odds, how frequently guys hit certain target scores. We've got our player compare tool, which has just been souped up a little bit. So you can do 1v1s and 2v2s. That also will display all of our advanced stats, the optimal odds, leverage, things like that, but only for subs. Otherwise, that's a free tool normally. It's only for subs, though, if you want the advanced stats. And then finally, our lineup generator, brand new tool to the site. When I say brand new, I mean within the past couple months. New for us after being out for a couple of years. We generate thousands and thousands and thousands of lineups for that slate, and we throw all the ones that we think are garbage in the garbage. We let you guys pick through the rest of it We show you the projections. We show you how contrarian they are. You can choose based on chalky lineups, contrarian lineups, balanced lineups. You can swap guys in and out if you want. It's really great for anybody that's like not really into max entry. Like you can do 20 or more, or 20 or less rather. So check it all out. Again, 5 days free in the link. And then we'll talk about BetMGM in a bit. I'm so happy to have them as a sponsor, but we'll go over them when we get to crunches. Aaron, that's a good one. Honestly, it was just fine. It is good. I can't lie, but it wasn't wasn't as good of a sip as I was expecting. So here we go. Let's switch up this view and let's get into it. Boom and boom. First game on the docket. The Milwaukee Bucks are 11.5-point favorites in Detroit. 228 total. Yikes for Detroit. I mean, Detroit's bad, but Chris Middleton is back and Giannis is back, which means finally the Bucks are at full strength. Now, let's hope that they can actually get Middleton to be around for a while, but we're going to have to build this lineup from scriggity scratch. So, we'll start here. Drew Holiday, playing 34 minutes a game. I am not going to give him 34 minutes in an 11-point favorite matchup against the Pistons, so I'll give him 33. I have no idea how many minutes Chris Middleton is going to play, but I do have a good guess. So Chris Middleton, I pull him up on Basketball Reference. Obviously, he started this season and then went back down again. He played one game and was off on the second half of back-to-back, played 6 straight, and has been out ever since. When he came back, when he initially started, Chris Middleton played 26 minutes. There's no way that I'm going anywhere above that number. 24 feels like the most likely scenario. So let's go ahead and get Chris Middleton down for 24 minutes. We'll also get Giannis in, I'm going to say 32. Just feel like it's going to be a little bit more pessimistic here. We're going to get Brook Lopez in for 30. We'll get Bobby Portis in for, let's see. How many minutes a game does Bobby Portis play when Giannis starts? So let's see. In games where Giannis plays and Brook Lopez plays, I'm going to say Drew Holiday plays as well. When we get like essentially full strength. And we'll say Bobby Portis played in those games. How many games have they played with Lopez, Giannis, and Drew starting in games that Bobby Portis played? So they've played 25 games like that. He's played 601 minutes, 24 minutes a game. Good to know. Good to know. Now, I think they're going to start ramping, like, you know, their better guys up a bit. So I'm going to give him 25. But that makes me feel good. Gives me a better feel for getting Portis right, because he's the type of guy that swings. Now, it's not really going to matter all that much. I assume Bobby Portis' price is like the rent. It's way too high, but we'll see. All right, Pat Connaughton has been playing 30 minutes a game. Grayson Allen has been playing about 27 a game. Now, in theory, they can kind of keep that pace up. Let's get Grayson Allen in for 26. I'm going to go to 26 on Connaughton as well. Joe Ingles would be the next guy that I got to get projected here. It's another guy playing about 26 minutes a game. So that's an 8-man rotation. I have 18 minutes left. Is that just going to be like 9 minutes to Javon Carter and maybe 9 minutes to George Hill? I think I'm okay with that. That's going to be my Bucks. It's not really going to matter because it's not like we're going to be playing most of their garbage on the bench. Kind of getting Joe Ingles, getting Connaughton right is, I mean, these guys are just going to have, look, for 4 straight games, they've had no Giannis. These prices are going to be a little bit higher than they should be. So I don't feel too bad about this. All right. And then the query that I ran is actually going to be fine. I'm not going to be worried too much about Chris Middleton. I'm going to treat Chris Middleton like he's himself. So I'm just going to lock in what I like a normal Middleton usage rate, just so it holds. But Giannis, 839 minutes, 36% usage rate. Bobby Portis in that same scenario that I just pulled up is at a little over 20. Brook Lopez is at 17. And then Drew Holiday is at 25 and change. All good on that end. Don't really care about anybody else for the Bucks right now. Portis is not an assist guy. Brook Lopez is very clearly not an assist guy. Giannis is mildly an assist guy, as is Drew Holiday. Don't need to touch anything there for Middleton. And then finally for rebounds, mostly Giannis. Portis has been exceptional on the boards, actually, in this scenario. Brook Lopez is really good at boxing out. So there's that. Wow. Drew. Oh, no, I was looking at offensive rebounding there, not defensive rebounding. I was like, wow, Drew's like really not involved there, but that's not the right number. Yeah, all right. So that's Milwaukee. I can't imagine they look great with Giannis coming back in this matchup, but we shall see. Kickstart. Good morning. Let me get another sip of coffee. And now we'll look at the Pistons. Pistons, Killian Hayes questionable. No Beef Stew. Beef Stew is out with a shoulder injury. Obviously, still no Marvin Bagley. Corey Joseph is available. The Killian Hayes piece won't matter all that much. I'm going to go ahead and gut this entire rotation because of Beef Stew. We'll start it off with Killian Hayes at point guard. Pernell, good to have you here. So I assume we're getting like a pretty standard issue lineup with Jalen Duren starting. So let's go ahead and get Killian Hayes in for the, 32 minutes that he normally plays? That seems right. We get Jaden Ivey in for the 32 minutes that he normally plays. We get Sadiq Bey in for 30, 31, something like that. Let's go 31 to Bey. That'll probably be a problem for me. Sadiq Bey is a guy that just always shows up. And then we can get Boyan in for his, I'm going to say 33 just because of the way this matchup is set up. Jalen Duren, I obviously assume is going to be the starting center. And then Nerlens. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Nerlens Noel started over Duren. I doubt that it happens. I just don't know how much Duren can play. I mean, we're talking about a guy that was out. He played 18 minutes on Thursday. Why did he play 18 minutes? Let's look at that first. So this would have been on the 19th. They got beat by 18. Okay, so they weren't doing the dual starter. So it was just straight 18 off the bench. All right, so then I'm less worried about it. I'm more worried about the fact that I just don't think Duren is going to be able to be out there for the 30 minutes that you would expect. So I'm going to go 28 to Duren. And then 20 to Nerlens Noel. Man, I don't like that. I might have to take a minute, 2 minutes away from Noel and see if they go to something else. All right. Alec Burks was the first guy off the bench. He's just going to continue to play Alec Burks type minutes. So let's go ahead and get Burks in for 21. Go 21. We need to get Hamidou Diallo out there for basically the same sort of scenario. 21. Yeah. We'll go 22. That leaves me 21 minutes left over for the 9th guy, which I guess is going to be Isaiah Livers, however we want to say that. And boom, in, done. Rotation complete. I actually don't think that I need to touch anything either for this team. Those usage rates are in based on this starting lineup. Aaron, it was the Paris game where he lost his passport. Let's just see what they look like. Do additional tweaks even matter? Oh, I never grabbed salary files. Okay. We are going to take a brief break to grab the 2 salary files for today. Otherwise, I don't have a way to determine who's actually worth a shit in today's slate. Let's see. DraftKings. I knew I forgot something this morning. I felt like I was all over it. And I had tons of time, too. I just never did anything. And FanDuel. There we go. We'll get DraftKings in first. That's 1. And we'll get FanDuel in. Now we could actually find out if anybody on this Detroit-Milwaukee game is worth a shit. So the answer to that question is sort of. So if Jalen Duren's playing 28 minutes today, then he's obviously a fantastic play on DraftKings. Somehow he's 5,700 on FanDuel. FanDuel got out ahead of this one already. But honestly, I mean, he's going to look good. I don't feel really comfortable giving him 28 minutes. They don't have a ton of other options. Like, both he and Nerlens Noel are the only things even approximating something close to a power forward, no less a center. So I don't mind getting to like Boyan or Ivy or Hayes. Sadiq Bey at 5,800 is fine. Like, these guys look better than they should. I don't think they're going to be like aggressive priorities for today. But I do think that like there's something here. I need to change. Actually, that's going to be fine. Man. Yeah, like you should expect one of Boyan, Ivy, or Hayes, if he plays, to like have a pretty decent game. Duren is going to be kind of trappy, I think. What are his rates, actually? He's been a 1.92 fantasy point per minute guy. I have to assume, I mean, maybe being out there with better dudes will be better for him. I'm a little nervous about Jalen Duren. I do want to lock in his usage rate a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Either way, he's a decent value. Milwaukee, on the other hand, is very easy to talk about. Don't play those dudes. Giannis is 11-8. That feels like a real tough sell. Drew's finally up to 9K. Now that Middleton's back, that's a tough sell. Middleton is priced like he should be and unplayable. I guess Brook Lopez is fine, but go ahead and skip game number 1. Unless you're getting the Pistons. Skip it for Milwaukee. Boston Celtics, 7.5-point favorites in Orlando, 229 total. For Boston, we have no Marcus Smart, no Malcolm Brogdon. Tatum is available. Robert Williams with the Q tag. We have, I'm assuming Robert Williams left that game on Saturday early. That seems reasonable. Robert Williams III. Injured knee. Okay. It's possible that he plays then. Do the Celtics play tomorrow? Because that's really all that matters. If the Celtics don't play tomorrow, okay, the Celtics are on a back-to-back. I don't think Robert Williams is going to play today. The Celtics play the Magic today and then the Heat tomorrow. I don't know why you would, like, if Robert Williams has any, like, just give him the extra day. I'm not projecting Robert Williams to play today because I don't think he's playing back-to-backs, right? He skipped the front end of the back-to-back last week and then played on Thursday. I'm not projecting Robert Williams in. I don't normally do stuff like that, but that seems so clear to me. If he had to leave the game Saturday early and you're about to play a back-to-back, you just play the second one. Oh, by the way, you play the one when you play the Miami Heat, not the Orlando Magic, when you're a 7.5-point favorite. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. So let's go ahead and get Horford in for 31 minutes. We're going to get Derek White, and he actually has to play big minutes now because we're missing the other two guys that would play his position. I think we're going to get Peyton Pritchard in for at least the backup point guard run. Clearly, we're going to get Jason Tatum in for, 38. And I'm going to go 37 to Jaylen Brown. Yeah, I think that's fine. Man, I don't really want to go to 38 on Tatum, but I have to. The question is, should I be going to 38 on Brown? I think I need to. Now, because he was out, I'll be down a minute. Okay. So, who am I missing? I guess Grant Williams is just going to start, right? It's going to be White, Brown, Tatum, Williams, Horford. Yeah, how many? Yeah, I think that's just going to be what we get. So, which means Grant Williams usually plays like monstrous minutes when dudes are out. Played 30-something with Smart out. Yeah, I'm going 35 minutes to Grant Williams. So now I need to move. Who's going to back up Horford? Is that going to be Blake? Is that going to be the Unicornet? Let's see. When Robert Williams sat out that Wednesday, they went Cornette and Horford splitting all 48. So I'm going to go and give Luke Cornette 17 minutes. Easy. Now I have 34 minutes left. Are they willing to play Derek White and Peyton Pritchard alongside of each other? Seems like they are, right? Because they played like 7 minutes alongside of each other on Saturday. Which lets me think I'm going to go to 24 on Peyton Pritchard, which leaves me 26 minutes. Obviously, I guess I can't say obviously. I would have expected Sam Hauser to be a guy that soaks up a lot of that, but that is only going to take me to an 8-man rotation. I think somebody else is going to have to step up then. So, maybe we see Justin Jackson a little bit. They don't have that many bodies. Brown, Tatum, Horford, Williams, White, Blake, Pritchard, Cornette, Hauser, Justin Jackson. So they only have 10 guys. Now, I think that they're probably just going to get by with a minimal amount of these other two dudes, but I'm going to go ahead and go 16 to Sam Hauser, 10 to Justin Jackson. Interesting rotation for Boston today. I feel comfortable, though, with the Robert Williams take. He's sitting one of these games. I don't know why it wouldn't be today. So games where Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both start. And we want to see Marcus Smart off and Malcolm Brogdon off. I am going to imagine this is a very small sample. Yeah, they don't seem to be playing Hauser lately. He didn't play the past two, but they don't have a choice today. He's playing today. There's no way around it. I don't think they're going to give more Blake Griffin minutes instead. All right, so 225 minutes for Derek White in this scenario. He's got a 16.5% usage rate. Tatum in the 203 minutes he's played with Smart and Brogdon off is at a little over 30. So oddly enough, lower than you would normally expect. I wonder if that's just because he plays alongside Jaylen Brown more. I'm not changing their normal rates. I'm keeping Tatum at 32. They're actually flip-flopped, but I assume that's just a quirk more than anything else. Grant Williams is just himself like usual. Al Horford is just himself like usual. So it's really not all that interesting. I thought Peyton Pritchard might pop a little bit at 24, but he didn't. So it doesn't matter. Now, from an assist perspective, this is where I think it could get interesting. Does Tatum's assist rate move? It does. Goes up quite a bit. Does Jaylen Brown's? Slightly. Grant Williams is not that kind of guy. Derek White, really, really big assist rate bump. That's another good piece. And I would expect Horford to get the bump, but he doesn't. Apparently, they don't run as much stuff through Horford in this scenario. Now, Jason Tatum pulling down mad boards as well. So we're going to bump that Tatum piece. I have a feeling I'm going to get to a lot of Jason Tatum today. Wow, Jaylen Brown, very active on the boards too. I don't want to go too crazy on his, but Grant Williams, not really. Derek White, I imagine, can't be doing anything on the glass. And then Horford, a little bit less as well. I have a sneaky suspicion I'm going to like Boston a lot here. At least when it comes to Jason Tatum. I got to a lot of Tatum on Saturday. Was that Saturday? Did I play the Saturday slate? No, I didn't play the Saturday slate, did I? Maybe that was Thursday that I got to a lot of Jason Tatum. I don't know. I got a lot of Jason Tatum recently, whatever day that it went well. Now on the Orlando end, we've got everybody that's normally in is in. And John Isaac, welcome back to the Orlando Magic. Another body. Look, we should all want him to be healthy. That's a great piece for Orlando if he can get back to any part of what he was. We're talking about a high-level defensive player. When was John Isaac's last game played? Was this before COVID? Fast reference, John Isaac. Game logs. His last game played. He came back for 2 games in July and August. He came back right. He got hurt in the bubble. Yeah, now I remember. Before that, though, it was January 1st. So if he didn't come back for the bubble, like if Orlando would have somehow not made the bubble that year, he would have not played since BC, before COVID. Now, obviously, this dude is not coming out and playing a shit ton of games. That's just not how this is going to work. I want to see what he played in the G League. He only played 2 games. Nope. Did he not play at all? I thought he went down and played a little bit for the G League affiliate, but I guess that's not true. No, okay, he did. Lakeland Magic, played 3 games, averaged 18 a game. Okay, so he's not playing anything more than like 20 minutes today. But let's really hope that he can be healthy. It's just better for the league when good young players can continue to be healthy. So let's start with Fultz. I think we're good here, going straight to like 29 minutes on Fultz. And then pretty comfortable just going. How did these guys? what's the general split? So Orlando, Fultz, and Suggs. Are they playing alongside of each other or not at all? Really? Blue. All right. So green is together. So it's mostly separate. Fultz and Anthony, I assume, are more alongside of each other. No, not really. Okay. Ooh. So like really not really. So then who is technically the backup point guard? Or am I just splitting it between Suggs and Anthony? I guess that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go and get 10 minutes in here for Suggs, 9 minutes in here for Anthony. Suggs plays about 14 minutes a game, so it's not much. Anthony's playing about 24 a game. And obviously, there's going to be some changes made for Isaac, but I don't think that's going to affect here. So there's 24 for Anthony. We're going to get Wendell Carter Jr. in for his, I'm just going to say 30. Mo Bamba, is that OT? No. So they actually played Bamba and Wendell Carter Jr. alongside of each other for a little bit on Saturday. I don't know why he played at all. Mo Wagner only played 8 minutes. Don't really know what they're starting to do with this rotation, which is going to be a complicating factor. We do want to go ahead and get Paolo Banchero, who I believe is hitting the rookie wall right now, at least just based on minutes. Banchero in for 32 minutes. Franz Wagner in for 32 minutes. Now we start to try to figure out what John Isaac is going to be doing. So assuming, let's see, let's look at that Saturday rotation. 21st, Orlando gets beat by 20 against Washington. Wendell Carter Jr. comes off, but it is for Mo Wagner. So he was technically the backup center. And then they had Wagner and Bamba playing alongside of each other. Did Mo Wagner get hurt? No, he came back. So he just didn't play that second half rotation. Interesting. They went to Bamba as the backup center in the second half. So are they going to go back to just icing Bamba here? And then we get Mo Wagner? Because John Isaac also could now be playing that spot. We also have to worry about Bol, who came back into the rotation. I don't know what this is going to do to Terrence Ross, but it seems like he's got to go away. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split Wagner and Bamba. I'm going to say John Isaac is the backup to Paolo Banchero. I'm going to say Bol is sort of the backup to Franz Wagner, at least for right now. We get Gary Harris in for his standard 22 minutes. Are they going to run like an 11-man rotation? Is that real? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They ran 11 dudes on Saturday, and it feels like they're going to do that again. I don't know where they're going to cut it. They can cut one of the centers and get to 10, but I'm about to project a 12th dude. Like, I don't think Terrence Ross is going to leave this rotation. I don't like this at all. I don't know how to project Orlando right now. I don't think it matters because you're only going to like a couple of these guys, but they are very confusing. So as I grab Orlando's rates in games where Fultz starts, Carter starts, Franz starts, and Banchero starts. It's got to be at least, what, 8, 9 games? Yeah, 8 games. We get... Actually, I probably don't even need to say that Fultz starts. Because whether it's Fultz, Anthony, Suggs, they're all basically the same guy. Fultz is a 22% usage guy. Suggs is a 22% usage guy. Anthony's a 22% usage guy. There we go. That's a 19-game sample now. Cole Anthony, 318 minutes, 21% usage rate. Shocked. Franz Wagner is at 24. Not shocked. Fultz, let me guess, 22? Yep, 21.5. Paolo Banchero, 28.8. Can't go that high right now, but I will go to 28. Wendell Carter, 20 on the dot. Round up. Yeah, I could see it being Bull. It shouldn't be, though. Like, I would want to see what the Bull, John, Isaac, like maybe Paolo Banchero at the 5 type lineup could look like. But look, if I'm the Magic, I start running this team like I'm the Thunder. And I start playing real random. Like random shit. All right. Cole Anthony gets a lot less assists when these guys are around, which I think makes a ton of sense. Markelle Fultz, on the other hand, does not. He still gets what he normally gets. Alo's a little bit lighter. Wendell Carter Jr. is fine. And then from a rebounding perspective, we're really digging in today because this is what? This is game number 2. I'm going for, it's already 10 after 7. We're going to have to pick up the pace. Mondays are hard, though, because I like making sure that we have a good base. But, you know, we've had a lot of weird games so far, too. Banchero with a much bigger rebounding rate. All right, so that's Orlando. So game number 2 in the books. As I expected, Orlando doesn't look all that great. If you're going to anybody, it's Banchero, it's Wendell Carter, it's Fultz and Wagner. We don't have to worry too much about the bench. Boston, on the other hand. Okay, so Boston does look good. Tatum and Brown, very similar relative to salary. I could see Jaylen Brown being a little bit more interesting just because he's shooting guard, small forward. I think Grant Williams for 4,800 is oddly interesting if we assume he's starting and playing big minutes. Derek White, clearly fine at 5,400 in that starting role. Peyton Pritchard for 3,300 off the bench is a value option. And then Al Horford is okay at 5,500. That's where my head's at for Boston. 2 games down. Let's see if we can pick up the pace a little bit. Maybe we'll get a game that we don't actually have to tweak. Atlanta Hawks, 1-point dogs in Chicago, 239 total. I actually do think this one is one I don't have to touch. Bogdanovich didn't play on Saturday, but I didn't make that update. And then Onyeka Okongwu is questionable. Did they start Capella again? Am I seeing that correctly? Saturday, Atlanta, lost by 4 to Charlotte. Capella back in the starting lineup. Okay. We're going to go 25-23 there now. This is one where I really don't think that I need to make a change because I still have Bogdanovich in, and this isn't a team that really rotates their rotation around all that much. So I've got DeJounte in for 37. I got Trey in for 36. I've got DeAndre Hunter in for 33. John Collins in for 32. So yeah, Atlanta just holds. I actually don't have to make a change here, which is nice. That saves us some time. Toasted Biscuits, good morning. All right, on the Chicago side, something's up, right? No Lonzo, no Javonte Green. Goran Dragic is questionable. Do I have something weird going on here? So we got Levine in for 37. I'm fine with that. I got Vooch in for 35. Fine. The last game I did for Chicago was no DeMar. Okay, that makes sense. I knew it looked weird. I knew it looked really weird, and I couldn't figure it out off the top of my head. It's DeMar. So we get Dosunmu into his pretty standard issue, like 28-minute a game role. I'm going to assume Dragic is, playing what he had been playing, 14 minutes a game. And then we get Kobe White in for something in that 22 range. That lets me go to Caruso. This dude just plays 24 minutes a game. Levine, I could pop in for 37. I guess I got to go 36 on Vooch. That lets me go very quickly 12 on Drummond. Oh, wow. They actually yanked Drummond. So that's Derek Jones Jr. now, or Patrick Williams, whatever we want to say. We'll put Derek Jones in there for his 12, plus another 6. Get him to 18. Get him to 16. No, that should say, yeah, get him to 18. And then Patrick Williams goes in for 30. That leaves me 31 minutes for DeMar DeRozan. That's not going to cut it. So we need to figure out where to shave this to get DeMar to 36. I need 5 minutes from somewhere. Doesn't seem like that's Derek Jones, but it could be. It's definitely not Patrick Williams. Kobe White feels like the most likely guy. But even still, yeah, I got to take at least some of that away from Kobe White. Not that it's going to matter. We'll get Kobe White to 18. That gets me 4 more for DeRozan. That's to 34. But I got to get DeRozan to 36. So I need 1 more minute. We'll take that from Derek Jones. Easy. Done. 36 minutes for DeRozan. Rates got to get changed, but this is pretty easy. All we're worried about are Chicago Bulls starters. This is actually a really nice spot. I don't know what DeRozan's price is. These guys could look decent. DeRozan starts. Vooch starts. Levine starts. I'll say Patrick Williams starts. Don't really care about the point guard in this case. I wish Lonzo was healthy. Not as much as Chicago does, but I really do. He's good. It's a shame. That's another guy. It's just a shame. Oh, these guys have played so many minutes together. All right, Dosunmu, 950 minutes. I mean, these rates are just going to be spot on. These rates are not all that different. Levine at 1,300 minutes, almost a 28% usage rate. I think DeRozan, Vooch, and Levine are going to be okay. I don't know how much we're going to get to these other idiots. DeRozan, no change to assist rate. Zach LaVine, no change to assist rate. Vooch, no changes to any of these guys. Rebounding, Vooch doing anything different there? A little bit higher. It's always good to see. DeRozan, no. Vooch, Levine. Yeah, I'm fine with Chicago here. So for the Bulls, all right. So Dosunmu, actually, the guy complicating matters. Huh. Maybe I shouldn't be giving him 28 minutes. Let's go to 27 because I don't need it to be an Ayo Dosunmu day, obviously. That should soften that at all. But, like, he's a $3,500 point guard. He's not good, but he's an okay value for right now. I don't mind DeRozan or Vooch. $9,600 Zach LaVine is going to be a pretty tough sell for today's slate, though. Now, on the Atlanta end, Murray's price looks like it went up a little bit. He's up to 8,500 on DK. I think it was a little bit lower as of late. I definitely had him on Friday when that went well. Trae Young for 9,500 is fine. John Collins for 5,600 is fine. There's not a lot to write home about here for Atlanta other than Murray, Young, and Collins. I hope John Collins gets traded. I just don't know where. All right, let's save that. We're 3 games in. Guys, hit that like button. 130 people in this joint right now. Don't forget, 5 days free if you've never signed up with us before. That link is in the description. Gets you access to everything on the NBA side. Minnesota Timberwolves. Wow, God, how fucking bad is Houston? Good Lord. Minnesota, 6.5 point favorites in Houston, 239 total. This Rockets team is piss poor. Piss poor. Minnesota's got the Q tag on Gobert. Wow, no Q tag on Anthony Edwards. Congratulations there. I didn't think that was possible. Q tag on Gobert, Q tag on Prince, Q tag on Bryn Forbes. This feels familiar. Which actually makes me think that I don't have to make any changes. Oh, no, wait. So I don't have Gobert in. Yeah, Gobert's missed the last 3. Let's get Gobert back in. Let's get D'Angelo Russell in as well. So we're going to say Russell starting point guard, 31 minutes. And then we're going to get Gobert back in for, let's say 31 minutes. Naz Reid back up center. We definitely got to get Anthony Edwards, Slow-Mo, and Jaden McDaniels back. So let's say we're going to go Slow-Mo in for 32. Jaden McDaniels in for 31. Anthony Edwards in for 36. All right, let's project out the rest of Minnesota here, which should be pretty easy. We need to go Rivers, Prince, Noel, and that's it. 9-man rotation, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9-man rotation here. So Prince is obviously going to play the other 16 minutes behind Kyle Anderson at a minimum. Jalen Noel. Do we want to say that he's just the straight backup point guard here? No, not the whole way. I'm going to go 16 to Noel. And then I can get Austin Rivers in for 23. Wait. That does leave me 7 extra minutes, which is perfect. Bang. Torian Prince. 23 minutes. Done. Simple stuff. I actually don't need to change rates because I have Gobert in here. So I think I'm okay here with Minnesota. And clearly, fantastic spot. Houston Rockets are without Kevin Porter Jr. for 3 more games. And then Q tag on Jabari Smith. As weird as it sounds, that Q tag on Jabari Smith is so important. Just based on the way, yeah. So like we got 30 minutes out of Martin. We could unlock Tari Eason value today. If Jabari Smith happens to be out and you can project Eason for like 26 minutes or something, that becomes a real value piece because he's a fantasy point per minute guy. If he starts getting extra minutes, I can't imagine he's priced for it. Anyway, we know how to project the Houston starting lineup. This is about as easy as it gets. We go to Jalen Green in for 35 minutes. We go to Eric Gordon in for 31. We go to Kenyon Martin in for, let's see, he's basically just been playing 30 minutes a game. So let's get him in for 30. We are going to keep Jabari Smith in, at least as of right now. I'm going to pop him in for 29. And then Şengün playing massive minutes as of late. Can't go any higher than 34, though. Okay, so after that, we need to fill out the rest of this lineup. Backup center seems to just be Usman Garuba now. So there's 14 minutes. I'm going to say Tari Eason and Jayshawn Tate are probably going to be at 20 apiece. So what's the best way to do that? Because I don't know if I have 20 minutes here. Josh Christopher, is that just a straight backup run here? Oh, Ty Washington too. 47 and change. 47 and change. Who played alongside Jalen Green? Houston. Jalen Green. Ty Washington. Did they play alongside of each other? Looking for Green. All right. Barely played alongside of each other. Josh Christopher, on the other hand. How much Green? A lot more. Okay. So we're going to say Ty Washington. Going to go in for 13 minutes. That's the backup to Jalen Green. We're going to say that Josh Christopher goes in for 15 minutes. Drop Kenyon Martin down by 2. And then we say Jayshawn Tate gets 20. Tari Eason gets 19. I don't have the rates correct, so we got to pull rates for Houston. They matter with no KPJ. Now, I am going to just go games where Kevin Porter Jr. did not play. In games where we also got a start from Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün, which is at least 5 games now. All right, so it is this most recent 5 games. I kind of wish that it was bigger than this. So Jalen Green's been at a 28% usage rate. Now I think that holds. Şengün has been at his normal usage rate, which I think is fine. Eric Gordon is up a little bit as expected. Jabari Smith obviously missed one of these games. He's been up a little bit as well. I don't want to go too crazy. And then Kenyon Martin is himself. What I'm really curious about is the assist rate here. Şengün, massive assist rate bump. And it's because they're playing different. They're playing through him as a hub. You also see Eric Gordon get a bit of an assist rate bump. Jabari Smith is not that guy. Jalen Green is just creating for himself. And then Kenyon Martin is not creating for anyone. And then finally, rebounding. Şengün doing even more there. Eric Gordon, I can't imagine is doing any more. He's doing a little bit more rebounding, but not exactly his forte. Jabari Smith actually down in rebounding. I'm going to knock that back a bit. Jalen Green surely isn't a rebounder. No, he was like, nah, I'm good, fam. And then Kmart at 7. All right. That's Houston. For the Rockets, $8,400 Şengün, and I'm still willing to pay that price tag. I got him at 1.43 FanDuel points per minute for today's game. And I don't even think that's crazy. Great spot for Şengün, even at a price tag that makes me sick to my stomach. I actually think that Eric Gordon is the second most interesting piece on DK at 4,400. And I think he's going to be even more interesting than I say right now, just because of the way that value works. We've seen small forward become a wasteland. Now, Jabari Smith, power forward center eligibility, 5,200. I actually like him if he plays, but if he doesn't, we're going to get $3,800 Tari Eason as one of the best value plays of the day, if not the best. If you even just assume that Tari Eason can get to 24 minutes, he's an incredible play. And then, if you want to go to Jalen Green at 7,800, by all means, he just doesn't get the same sort of bump. Now, on the Minnesota end, if Gobert is back, he's 6,800. I would be fine going to Gobert today. He doesn't look as good as Şengün, which is a statement that I never thought I'd make. Anthony Edwards, I'm always happy to get to. Shooting guard, small forward, 9,300. Plays big minutes, takes every shot. It shouldn't be surprising. Had a monster game either last time out or on Thursday. Can't really remember. Don't really love the rest of Minnesota, though. Thought I would. All right, 4 games down. We're past the halfway point. We'll be done in here by 8 o'clock. My quote-unquote Charlotte Hornets, 7-point dogs in Utah. I mean, if there's injury news here, this could be crazy because both of these teams have piss-poor defenses. Where do they rank? Where do these guys rank right now? These got to be 2 of the worst defenses, right? Charlotte is 27th in defense, and Utah is 26th. Yeah, this is a tire fire of defensive ability. So buckle up here if people are out and we get decent prices. Q tag on LaMelo. I know that he went down Saturday. Oh, so did he get hurt Wednesday? Had to have got hurt Wednesday. So he's had a lot of rest, at least. They had Thursday, Friday off, and now they had Sunday off again. Cody Martin is doubtful. Kelly Oubre is still out. I guess we have to assume that LaMelo is playing, but I'm not confident there. Has anybody seen anything on LaMelo? Where's S&P at this morning, by the way? Don't like when he's not around. Oh, man. I'm going to assume that LaMelo's in just because where does it get me if I don't? And it also makes it a lot easier to just project this team right now. So assuming LaMelo is in. Wait, Gordon Hayward came back? Ah, shit. I got to reproject everything. I didn't know Gordon Hayward came back. Son of a beasting. Okay. So we get LaMelo back then for, I don't know, what's he been playing? 34 minutes a game. So we get him in for 34. Oh, stupid Gordon Hayward making life more difficult. Now this team's not going to look good. Terry Rozier straight away in for 36. Gordon Hayward came back, played 25 minutes on Saturday. 30 feels about right for Hayward. And then PJ Washington goes right in for 35. And then we get Mason Plumlee in for 30. So let me get Mark Williams in for 18. Jalen McDaniels then back down to... No, he can't be just back down to standard run, can he? They played Saturday. This is that Saturday rotation. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so he started. Why didn't he play in the second quarter? 3 personal fouls. Okay. So he should have played like 30-something minutes off the bench. I mean, I guess like he's not in a position to close or anything, so it's probably like 26 minutes and really isn't going to matter at all. DSJ is going to be the backup point guard. I assume they're willing to still play him a bit on the second unit. So let's get him to 20, and then that closes out with what, JT Thor for like 11 minutes? Yeah, perfect. And I wanted Charlotte to look great today, and they just don't. Yeah, it's the same ankle, Larry. All right, Charlotte. Games where Rozier started, Hayward started, and LaMelo started. Do they even have a sample of this right now? Okay, they played 8 games together. All right, that's not as bad as it seems. We get LaMelo Ball in for 29% usage like normal. Why are these guys projecting decently? I don't like it. I mean, I like LaMelo, but all right, Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward in 258 minutes this year in the 8 games starting alongside of LaMelo Ball and Terry Rozier. Gordon Hayward has a 16% usage rate. Terry Rozier is at 21.5. What is going on with this team? Okay, so I guess I need to take... Is Kelly Oubre the problem here? Let's say Kelly Oubre off. And then I'm going to say at least either 3 or 4 of Rozier, Hayward, Ball, and PJ Washington started. I need a bigger sample. Whether it's DeRozan's 1,000th game today or not, I won't care a bit about projecting him differently. PJ Washington is at a little over 18. LaMelo is actually up to 32. I'm going to go to 30 there. We get Rozier at 25.5. I think I'm going to overproject these guys now. Gordon Hayward is at 18, so we'll lock in 19. Jalen McDaniels at 17, so he's himself. Mason Plumlee, 15 and change. And I don't trust this team in the slightest. Also, LaMelo Ball is really good. Can we get him out of here, please? Can we just get him to a team that's more fun for him? It would be really, really awesome if we could just get LaMelo to a different team. All right, that's going to be Charlotte. Now let's look at Utah, which I hope is the team that just has a standard rotation. No Kelly Olynyk, and that's it. Okay, so that should be pretty easy to deal with. So we've got what I think is going to be standard Utah: Conley, Clarkson, Beasley, Markkanen, Kessler. Colin Sexton played 29 minutes on Friday. That is an interesting development. That was because they took Nickeil Alexander-Walker clean out of the rotation. Good to know. 28 minutes for Kessler. Feels okay. Kessler and Vanderbilt actually not even playing all 48 minutes. Was that a blowout or was that on purpose? That's going to be Friday the 20th. Utah lost by 11. No blowout run. So were they going to Markkanen at center when one of those guys were off? Or Rudy Gay? Kessler here. All right, so it was the end of the second quarter. They went Conley, Markkanen, Beasley, Clarkson, Sexton. Okay. And that was not because of foul trouble. Then Kessler came back off in the second half, and then they closed the fourth quarter again, technically speaking, although it was already out of hand, with that same small lineup. That is an interesting development. I'm going to take, let's see, against Charlotte, they probably don't do that as much, but maybe they just want to stretch him out. Man, that is tricky. All right, I'm going to say 19 for Jared Vanderbilt, 27 for Walker Kessler, 2 of Markkanen's minutes, take him to center. That's probably not enough, but that's where I'm going to go for right now. I'm going to get Rudy Gay up to his 14 minutes. I'm going to get Colin Sexton 2 more as well, get him to 26. Easily, I kind of just leave in for 29. Clearly, I'm not touching Mike Conley at 30, Clarkson at 33. Honestly, I guess I can get Markkanen up to 35. So let's do that. Akbaji, I have in for too many minutes. And it seems like Talen Horton-Tucker is actually a part of this rotation, at least minimally. So let's take Akbaji down to 18 and Talen Horton-Tucker to 9. Rates I don't have to change, which feels good. I do want to actually type in Colin Sexton's rates, though. So in games where Conley, Clarkson, Markkanen all start, what is Colin Sexton's usage rate? Oh, God, I love coffee. 520 minutes of Sexton. When those 3 guys start, 24% usage rate. Just get that in there now so we can make sure everything is right. All right, so that's Utah. For the Jazz, ooh, that's scary. It's such a great matchup, but $9,400 Markkanen to me just continues to be a bit overpriced on DraftKings around in comparison to what's around him. But Clarkson, Conley, Beasley, Kessler, Sexton, I think that there is some value in all of those dudes. I kind of like Charlotte, or I kind of like Utah here against Charlotte. Scares the hell out of me, though. On the Charlotte side, I think you can go to Mark Williams off the bench for $3,100. Although, I do feel like I have him projected. I'm going to take 1 minute away from Mark Williams, because I just don't think that he should project that cleanly. He is a pay down option. And then PJ Washington for 6K is the other option. I don't really like the rest of Charlotte now that Hayward's back. Bummer. 2 games left, folks. 170 people in this piece. We have 50 likes. We got to have a conversation. Guys, that's not enough. We should not be at 1/3 ratio. Not for this show. That's not how it works around these parts. If you're here, if you're one of the 110 people that haven't hit that like button yet, please do so. The likes are what matter to me. Helps me out a ton. Costs you guys nothing. Let's get that number up if we can. San Antonio Spurs, 9-point dogs in Portland, 240 total. Portland on a back-to-back. So we're obviously not touching anything for Portland. So we'll be able to zip through that one pretty quickly. For San Antonio, no Devin Vassell. Doug McDermott is available. This, I guess, is just going to be a standard issue San Antonio rotation. And I don't really have anything that I want to change here. I might take a minute away from Jake Puds, but do that. Might give it to Zach Collins, too. Yeah, I don't think I have anybody else that I want to move around here. These guys are just not going to look good. And then on the Portland end, I saw Chauncey talking about how they might mess with their starting lineup, which I thought was kind of interesting. Whether or not that happens today, I have no idea. Again, back to back. I'm not making any changes. But the Portland starting lineup of Lillard, Simons, Josh Hart, Jeremy Grant, and Yusuf Nurkic have played the second most possessions of any lineup this year, only behind the starting five for the Kings. If you want a reference point, I'll just pull it over here just so you guys can see it. Sacramento Kings normal starting lineup that's played almost 1,100 possessions, plus 10.7. Portland, that starting lineup is plus 1.7. So, and that's not to say, that's kind of what I think Portland should be with that lineup. Maybe a little higher. I don't know what the answer is here. I have one suggestion. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it, but I would start Gary Payton over Anthony Simons and turn Anthony Simons into the exact same situation that it almost mirrors Philly to a T, where you bring Simons off the bench. It might cut a minute or two, but it allows you to get a bigger stagger on him and Lillard, and Gary Payton just fits that lineup a little bit better. Have they played that lineup at all? But this is when I go down these rabbit holes, but I need to know sometimes. But the amount of minutes that are going to be here are just comically low for Gary Payton lineups. I just want to see if they've gone to, if it's a lot yet. So if we get Gary Payton on the court, can I do it without Shaedon Sharpe, please? Yeah, they don't. This is just a comically small sample because of Payton, obviously. Barely played. All right, so they got him in here in these first three, but not for the guys that I wanted. So this is one. They've played 5 possessions with him in place of Simons. And that's just not going to be enough. I like it, though. Something to experiment with. Anyway, for Portland, they all look good. I got to some Drew Eubanks last night. That was fine, clearly. He played 30 minutes. Any one of the guys that play for Portland just look the same. Lillard, Simons, Grant, Hart, Nurkic, Eubanks. Pick, any 2 combo there, and I think that you're going to be fine with whatever you go to, other than don't play Nurkic and Eubanks together. And then on the Spurs side, just gross. Jakob Poeltl's fine. Trey Jones is fine. Just avoid the Spurs. By the way, 174 viewers in here now. 80 likes. Way to step up, folks. What took you so long? Finally, Memphis Grizzlies, Sacramento Kings. Memphis, 1-point favorites in Sacramento, 244 total. Grizzlies on a back-to-back now. And they had a bit of a rough one. They ended up losing to Phoenix by 2. They were getting creamed at the half. This got as bad as Suns up 29. Grizzlies never led in this game. They went on a hell of a run late. Couldn't get it done. Chris Paul comes back, plays 38 minutes yesterday. I projected him for 28. Would they go less Hart, more Payton? I mean, I wouldn't. I would rather have, like, I think Josh Hart just fits a little bit better there, but maybe. I think you can go to, I think you leave Hart out there just as a better fit, sort of. Because you're swapping one low usage guy with another. I don't really think that's the answer there. You could bump up Jeremy Grant's usage in when you bring in Gary Payton there. So I like that switch a bit. Anxious where they go. So for Memphis, I mean, they're on the back-to-back, obviously. I'm not touching anything that I have projected. Although, I guess I need to knock down John Konchar's minutes a bit. That dude is playing way less. Who's playing more, though? I guess I can give Tyus 2 more minutes. Yeah, that works. Brandon Clark and Steven Adams still splitting minutes. Kind of makes Brandon Clark mildly interesting for today. Guess I could give Zaire Williams 2 more minutes as well. But I got 31 in for Bane, 32 for Morant, 30 for Brooks. Like, I don't... On the back-to-back, I'm good with Memphis. And then finally, the Sacramento Kings. Everybody's available except for Metu, which is not a relevant statement. That's not the right letters either. Let's look at Sacktown then. So this is just going to be standard. We're going to get Fox for 35. I'm actually going to make that 36. We're going to get Kevin Huerter in for 31. That's going to hold. 35 for Harry B. I'm actually going to make that 36. Keegan Murray's minutes are up quite a bit. I'm going to get him up to 32. And then we've got Sabonis in for 36. Rashawn Holmes backup. Oh, actually, they did go to Metu. Might as well. We'll go to Metu as the backup. 32 for Keegan Murray. 16 for Trey Lyles. Close enough. Monk in for 20. Close enough. Mitchell in for the backup run. So who's... No one? It's just bigger starter minutes? Where the hell would these minutes go? I'm not giving Sabonis 38. Like, that's not happening. I can't give Keegan Murray too much more. I mean, it's only been a 3-game set, one of which had no Sabonis. Is Terrence Davis back? I'm just going to give Terrence Davis those final 9 minutes then. Born in the house. Looks like we found a girl for you. Looks like I found a block for you. So I guess that's going to be Sacramento. And look, is Sabonis good? Yes. Is 10-6 at just center a tough price tag given all the center value we end up with? Also, yes. I really like Keegan Murray for 4,400. All it took was the whole year. I think Fox looks great for 8,700. I think Harrison Barnes is a guy that ends up in too many of my lineups. I think you could take a shot on Malik Monk. That one's going to scare the hell out of me, though. And then for Memphis, my guess is that nobody looks good. They look better than I was expecting. Steven Adams is fine. Flip your coin on one of the main guys, though. Like, one of Morant, Bane, Brooks, Jackson pops today. I think they all look identical. So, we done, folks. 7 games up, 7 games diggity down. Which means it's time to run some crunches. Let's find out some optimals today, guys. What are the optimal lineups on FanDuel and DraftKings for Monday, January 23rd? That is what we will do right now. But first, boom. If you would like to sign up at BetMGM, and you should, because why wouldn't you want 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum? That is an over $300 value. 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum and up to $1,000 in first bet insurance, which means if your first bet loses, you get it back in bonus bets. All you got to do is click the link in the description or scan that QR code if that's easier for you in some way. You got to be in a legal betting state. You got to be new to BetMGM. Please be 21 or over. I need you guys to bet responsibly. If you've got a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, crunchy crunch time. First one up, FanDuel Optimals. For the first time in probably forever, I have Jason Tatum projected ahead of Giannis. That is sobering. Alrighty. Optimal lineup 317.5. That is the optimal by 0.07. Mike Conley, Derek White, Anthony Simons, Jaylen Brown, Keegan Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Jeremy Grant, John Collins, and Alperen Şengün. Very balanced build. Most expensive guys are Brown, DeRozan, Şengün in the 8s. As we go to our power rankings, we have... Ooh, this might be my final coffee sip, too. We got the big Anthony Simons game last night, too. Wouldn't be surprised to see it happen against San Antonio, but 12 of 20 from the field, 7 of 13 from 3. I said on my video, and he doesn't have to do much else. He really didn't do shit. He didn't get a single rebound in 39 minutes. The ball should just randomly bounce to you once. And then 2 assists, no stocks. Brutal, but still fine. Jaylen Brown, my number 1 contender for today. Anthony Simons, Derek White, Alperen Şengün, and John Collins round out the top 5. DeRozan, Markkanen, Edwards, Jeremy Grant, and Peyton Pritchard, 6 through 10. And then we go to DK. Final crunch of today. What do we got on DraftKings for Monday? What will this optimal look like? Holy shit, I got Damian Lillard ahead of Giannis today, too. That's always scary. It's just that game. It's really hard to want to go a different direction for Giannis, you know? All right, optimals on DraftKings. 286.36. This is the optimal by 0.56. Damian Lillard, Colin Sexton, Eric Gordon, Keegan Murray, Jalen Duren, De'Aaron Fox, Josh Hart, Alperen Şengün. That feels like a completely different lineup. You get Dame as the pay-up, which I think is very, very fun to see. That's what happens when you face San Antonio, though. We were talking about shitty defenses. I think that's another one. We turn on the rando and power rankings. Oh, by the way, yeah, you can see it. Stream Elements bot just posted about NBA Bet Pro. You guys should absolutely, if you're interested in getting into the sports betting scene, you should absolutely check out our Bet Pro package. It's been great since it started. Positive ROI across the board, which I know everybody's going to be like, that's a big worry. It details out how much you should bet on everything. It's all there. You want to use your head a little bit, but you guys can get Bet Pro. I want to make sure that I get the link right. Yeah, here we go. So 7-day free trial for our betting package for NBA Bet Pro. This is all the same projections that we use for DFS, just assigned to sports betting. $16 a week, $56 a month. It's got a positive ROI over every bet that it's ever recommended, which is clearly fantastic. So this is done by Alex. It's done by Steve, you know him as DeColt, Shanzon, whose name you've obviously seen around these parts. You get Adam's NBA Bet Pro videos, which can help you out. Those are free as well. They'll be on our YouTube channel. Just, guys, 7-day free trial. If you've been trying to get into the sports betting piece of this, honestly, what you should do is take advantage of the BetMGM deal, where you get 2 months of Stokastic Plus Platinum and that $1,000 in free bet insurance. Couple that with the trial for NBA Bet Pro for the first week, and see what we have to offer. You get 7 days of basically every single thing that we put out in terms of paid content. At least for a 7-day free trial, you get there. Or you could, if you really want just trial, you get the 5 days NBA package free, plus the 7-day free trial of NBA Bet Pro. Lots of stuff out there where you can get a great idea of what's going on behind the scenes at Stokastic. Now, power rankings on DraftKings. Keegan Murray is at the top of the list. Alperen Şengün, 2. Anthony Simons, 3. Harrison Barnes, 4. Josh Hart, 5. What's Barnes' price? He's 5,700. It's up a bit, but he's been playing a bit more. Just playing differently, too. Okay. Murray, Şengün, Simons, Barnes, Josh Hart, Eric Gordon, Mike Conley, John Collins, Malik Beasley, Damian Lillard. Love it. Love it. Folks, we got through it. We went an hour and a half. It's your typical long one. Tomorrow will be a little bit shorter. Wednesday's going to be a big one, and then we'll taper off as we work our way throughout the week. Where'd I go? There I am. I appreciate having you guys here, man. I love this show so much. It's the most fun piece of content I do. I enjoy this show more than anything across the board. I wish that it was viable to do this for baseball because I would keep this going the whole time. But that's it, folks. That's everything. Contenders videos will be out shortly. Strategy show with myself and Adam, and then you don't get me for the rest of the night. So keep your eyes peeled. Maybe I'll get some tweets out with some updates. James Green, thank you for that super chat. Just wanted to say thank you for all you do, homie. Thank you, man. I'm happy to do this kind of stuff. This is my dream, so I just get to share it with y'all. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Thank you for joining me, everybody. We're back again tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time because this is the process.